5 incredibly dumb horror movie crossovers that nearly happened. I was always curious about this because, oh, pause that. I've always loved horror movies, and I would love the possibilities of some of the stuff that was talked about, that was rumors, Jason versus Michael Myers. There was also rumors during the Freddy versus Jason that it was going to end with one of them, possibly Freddy, going to hell after being killed by Jason, where he meets Pinhead. And that would lead him to coming back and meeting Ash Williams from Evil Dead. But apparently it got cut down. There was talks about that. Bruce Campbell came in, Robert Englund, Kane Hobbs, and they all talked about it, but it never materialized. So I always wonder about other movies that possibly maybe they had a chance at happening, but for some reason never did. This one's interesting because on the cover, the thumbnail, if you will, it has Candyman and Leprechaun, which I don't know how those would connect, but you never know. Stranger things have happened. And I think there was only, 3 or 4 Candyman movies, which was very weird. But yeah, let's see how this is, how this connects, and let's learn something new.
Hey Nathan, did you know in 2015 they made a spin-off of Lake Placid, the giant crocodile film, called Lake Placid vs. Anaconda?
What? Anaconda, the one with J-Lo in it? Is that the J-Lo movie?
It's like a snake fighting a giant body of water. What a dumb idea.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a dumb idea, but I wouldn't say it's the dumbest idea. In fact, I recently read about some of the dumbest crossover horror films ever pitched to a studio.
Yeah, because that was the one with J-Lo, the first one at least, before it got really ridiculous with the sequels. So it was a snake versus a crocodile?
Are we going to talk trash about trash?
Oh, you betcha.
Trash video.
Alright, so we've spoken a lot about unmade
Oh, what is that? What game is that? Michael Myers and
horror films in the past.
what's the name? It's the cop that dies that comes back. I forget the name, but it was cool.
Including 2 full videos dedicated to unproduced Halloween sequels.
Well, and when we were speaking about Jason Goes to Hell the Final Friday, we talked about some of the possible follow-ups that were going to happen. And there was...
Yeah, because there was supposed to be Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees, like Halloween versus Friday the 13th.
one that was going to be Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, which actually...
Oh, that's the one I was talking about earlier with Ash Williams. And supposedly Pinhead was supposed to be like a cameo in Hell.
sounded fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely. I love me a good horror monster movie mashup, but
Because I think what happened with that is they had Robert Englund, Bruce Campbell, and the executives come down and was like, oh yeah, this is our plan. See, Ash is going to get killed by Jason in the first 10 minutes. He's going to chop him up and he's going to go to hell. And Bruce Campbell's like, no, that's not going to happen. I'm out of here. Bye.
Fortunately, a lot of them never get past the pitching phase, mostly because the ideas are outrageously dumb. In fact,
What movie is that?
I have a list here of 5 unmade horror movie.
Oh yeah, this was The Ring versus The Grudge. I think there was 2 movies. Sadako versus what's her name? Oh, whatever the fuck her name was. Yeah, it was a weird one where I think someone in the Grudge house watched the cursed tape and they fought over who got to kill the person.
Crossovers that I'd like to talk to you about, and I want you to give me your raw reaction to them.
I'll give it a shot, but there's some fantastic crossover films that have actually been made, so it'll be hard for them to
Yeah, Freddy versus Jason, probably the best one so far.
compete.
That's true. It's not often you get
Because they had the person that did the action scenes was actually a coordinator for martial arts films. That's why you see all the karate chops and wrestling moves and stuff like that.
something to the caliber of Ginger Dead Man vs. Evil Bong.
What the fuck? What the hell is that? Monster Squad? That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen.
Little ass over here and smoke this shit.
Alright, straight out of the gate, let's talk Monster Squad, that classic 1987 film featuring a gang of kids going up against a group of monsters. Some people might say it's a bit too funny to be considered a horror, but come on, those are some classic monsters featured in the film.
It's like a monster battle
Yeah, a group of kids beat a group of monsters. Okay, then.
royale. That's actually awesome.
Yeah, it has nearly every classic monster you can think of. Frankenstein's monster, Dracula, the Wolfman.
Yeah, and it's got one of the greatest lines in cinema history.
Do it! Do it! Wolfman's got nards. Come on!
So, Monster Squad was
Oh, that's
co-written
awesome.
and directed by Fred Decker, who you're actually a big fan of, Nathan, because he worked on 2 of your favourite films of all time.
Yeah, okay. What did Fred Decker...
I don't think I've ever seen this before. Might have to watch that. See, is it streaming on anything? See. Monster Squad? 1987? Oh, I could probably find it somewhere. Horror comedy? Hour and 22 minutes. Wow. 100% love the nostalgia. So we have 5 youngsters find themselves up against the combined might of Dracula, the Mummy, the Gill Man, and Frankenstein's monster arrive in town in search of a magical amulet. Is it on anything? Oh, let me see. Oh, I know where I'm going. If anywhere has it, it is this right here. Oh my god, someone made Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry, but Roman Reigns. Oh my fucking god. You people play too much. Monster Squad. Movie. Oh my god. They have it. Is this the actual movie? No. Oh, they have clips of it on YouTube. I love it when you go on YouTube and they have like 10 videos and it's all like smaller clips.
Mate.
Oh, just a little film called The Predator from 2018, as well as RoboCop 3 from 1993.
So, what was the crossover with Monster Squad?
How dare you insult RoboCop 3, the greatest film of all time?
Don't count on it, chum.
Oh my god, the second and third RoboCop was so fucking stupid. I think the third one had the ninjas in it. Look how stupid that is. I love the first one, but the second and third is so
Yeah,
stupid.
Decker co-wrote Monster Squad with Shane Black, who has written some killer screenplays in the past, including the original Lethal Weapon. And the pair of them had an idea for a sequel to Monster Squad that never came to fruition, because this film honestly bombed when it came out. It's a cult favorite now, but at
It looks pretty good. I'm trying to find this. I'm gonna watch this. Maybe I'll do a review on
the time
this.
it really didn't do well. But their idea was going to have the kids from the first film go up against the king of all monsters. Do you know who I'm talking about?
What, Godzilla?
Yep.
Really?
I can't believe you actually
What?
got that, hey.
That'd be sick.
It was going to be the Monster Squad.
So, it's a group of kids trying to fight Godzilla? So the US Army and Asia and North America, they couldn't stop Godzilla, but the Monster Squad is gonna stop Godzilla?
Squad vs. Godzilla, which makes a little sense because Fred Decker actually wrote an unproduced Godzilla screenplay before Monster Squad called Godzilla, King of the Monsters in 3D. But yeah, pretty much the Monster Squad versus
How the
Huge
hell would
Nuclear Lizard was their sequel
kids
idea.
beat them?
How would they do that? They're kids.
Oh, I have no idea. It's total sequel creep. Like, they're trying to go above and beyond what was in the first film, but it's like, you don't have to go straight to massive towering kaiju.
Yeah, there's like, in betweens, there's like, oh, a group of kids versus Dracula, Wolfman, blah blah blah. And then there's kids versus Godzilla. There's like a middle piece missing there, you know, a missing link.
Like, you could include some slasher type characters in there first, like,
Yeah, like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers.
I don't know, maybe a knockoff Jason Voorhees or something.
There you
Make
go.
it like giant creatures, like giant spiders, giant rabbit.
Wait a minute, are you trying to pitch me Monster Squad vs. Night of the Leapers?
Yeah, that's the one.
What the fuck is Night of the Leapers? Okay, I gotta look this up too. Night of the Leapers? These are movies I've never seen before. When did it even come out? Night of the Leapers. 1972. Leapus. Arizona rancher Cole Hillman, dealing with massive rabbit overpopulation on his land, calls on a local college president. Oh my god, they inject the rabbits with chemicals. And they breed giant mutant rabbits. And start killing every human in sight. Oh my god. I gotta watch that. That sounds incredibly horribly stupid, but fun at the same time. Why would you inject chemicals in the
That's
rabbits?
the cutest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
So I'm a pretty big fan of the Child's Play films.
Oh
Even
my
the
god.
lighthearted-
What possibly could they cross over with Chucky? It's gotta be another like slasher, right? Watch it be like Ghostface or something.
ones that some people seem to dislike. How about you, Nathan?
Yeah, I like me Chucky movies. They're really good.
For the people not familiar with the original,
And it's funny how everyone calls it Chucky movies. It's like, oh, I saw the first Chucky movie or second Chucky movie. And nobody calls it Child's Play. It's absolutely hilarious. It's kind of like how in Hellraiser, everyone calls the lead Cenobite Pinhead. But he's never called Pinhead in any of the movies or by producers or anything.
Chucky films, I think it's important to stress they're not just about a killer doll. They actually involve some magic.
Yeah,
voodoo.
sort of stuff.
Yeah, the doll is possessed by the soul of a serial killer named Charles Lee Ray. So there's a lot of places you could take the series because it's always had some explicit...
Oh, please tell me it does not go to space. Because they had Hellraiser in space, Jason in space, Leprechaun in space. I think they had something else too, but whenever you're out of ideas, you go to space.
supernatural stuff involved in the films, as well as lighthearted humor. What other series do you think might work well with the Chucky films, Nathan?
Doll Man?
Oh, man, I love you just go for the one for one.
Oh, you know what the one that would work is Puppet Master.
You know, doll versus doll.
Like Chucky versus a little dude with a gun.
I mean, it sounds ridiculous, but I guess we did get Doll
Imagine
Man versus
Puppet
demonic
Master, all the
toys,
little
which is
dolls.
Close enough.
Toys that come to life and kill people to help a demon from hell?
Jesus Christ!
Not quite, Flush.
So, Don Mancini, mastermind behind the series, has been pitching a crossover for a while now, tentatively titled Child's Play on Elm Street.
Well,
Oh my god. How would... Oh my god, I just realized the parallel to that. I was like, how's that gonna work? But Freddy Krueger was a child killer. Chucky, as a doll, represents a child. That's interesting there.
Yeah, so his pitch is for a Freddy vs. Chucky film, where Chucky ends up in some kid's house on Elm Street, and Chucky and Freddy inevitably meet in the dreamscape. To quote the creator of Chucky, Chucky sleeps, so why not?
That makes no sense at all.
That's like literally like bugger.
Oh, but I mean, that wouldn't be the first time the series has just gone, yeah, we'll just go with whatever.
I wonder if Freddy would be happy about killing Chucky because he reminds him of a child.
So his pitch is that these two characters end up having an admiration.
Oh, you know what that is? That is, it's like Night of Terror or something like that. It's a fan-made game, but I remember playing that.
For each other, but they realize quickly that Elm
And a Reanimator on there, too.
Street isn't big enough for the two of them. So, in a kind of a loose remake of the movie Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, they actually have a contest. Who can kill the most teenagers before the sun comes
Well,
up?
okay, but yeah, all right.
But Freddy only kills in the sleep. Chucky kills in real life. That would have been a disaster. as much as I would love to see that, it would have been a huge disaster.
Freddy's kind of got a problem there where people have to be asleep. If you wanted to win in your Chucky, you just throw a massive party kegger somewhere so everyone's awake,
Exactly.
and just pick them off from there.
Oh, yeah, totally. It's not really fair if Chucky could find a group of people, but I suppose that's why he was floating the whole competition idea. Otherwise, it's just kind of a remake of Freddy vs. Jason. But I don't even see how that would work.
But how would, let's say Chucky did win the contest or the bet or whatever, how would Freddy leave Elm Street and Springfield? Because isn't he like grounded to that city? He's not allowed to leave there.
Because I can't imagine them fighting head to head.
Yeah, and if he's asleep, it'll be Freddy literally playing with a kid's toy as a kid's toy.
Yep, here's your problem. Someone set this thing to evil.
It'd be interesting if Chucky showed up as his human form, though, and we got to see Brad.
That would be good.
The character.
That would be interesting.
That would be sick. I'd want to see that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, we're sold on
Yeah,
it.
no, wait a minute. I want to see this now. Yeah, because of course he wouldn't see himself as a doll.
That being said, I love the idea of an all-powerful dream monster trying to fight a doll in the dream realm, because it'd be an absolute massacre.
You know what I would have loved to see? Is Freddy Krueger versus Wishmaster. Oh, I love that. The audio from Undertaker versus
The
Mankind.
next two crossovers we're going to look at are similar in many ways, because they're both films that would have been light-hearted horror in the great tradition of something like Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, or Abbott and Costello meet Dracula, or the Wolfman. I know those films are reasonably dated now, but they were really popular back in the day when they first came out.
Yeah, but they're more of a slapstick thing.
Well, we got him.
So is it just going to be like comedians versus monsters?
Oh, absolutely. Although I don't think the tone of our first crossover here would be much more serious, although it would definitely be a bit more modern in its humour and horror, because we would have been going from the family fun of Abbott and Costello meets Frankenstein, which of course features a big lumbering monster, to another, well, big lumbering monster. In this case, Jason Voorhees. We both love the Jason films, hey?
Okay.
Yeah, Jason's sick, but who's he fighting?
I don't even know if it's fighting per se, but after directing the sixth film in the series, Friday the 13th Part 6, Jason Lives, which was a bit of a satirical self-aware
Is this going to be a celebrity? Is this going to be Jason Voorhees versus a celebrity?
entry in the series.
Yeah, that's where it started to get more tongue-in-cheek.
The James Bond opening.
Yeah.
Director Tom McLaughlin was asked if he wanted to make Freddy vs. Jason, but, as always, there were issues with the rights at this time.
Yeah, because that's why I think it was Jason Goes to Hell was the last Jason movie at that time. And I want to say it's Universal, whoever owns the Jason Voorhees franchise at the time. They bought the Freddy rights. And that's why there's the end scene where Jason, you see the hockey mask on his grave, and Freddy's glove comes up and drags the mask underneath. That was supposed to lead to Freddy vs. Jason.
So instead, he pitched a crossover involving characters owned by the studio. There's absolutely no way you would guess this one.
I'm already like, what the hell could it be?
So his pitch was Jason versus Cheech and Chong.
Oh, what? How would that happen? Like, they get high and they think they're being chased by, like, hallucinations?
I already got a job.
Yeah, what's your job, man? Rolling dope?
Yeah, at least steady work, man.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So Cheech and Chong,
How the hell would that
famed
work?
Kind of like stoner comedy duo, and his pitch was that they were going to be stoner camp counselors.
Oh my god.
In a Friday the 13th film.
That would have been awesome.
So they would have been playing themselves as the characters in the Friday the 13th as camp counselors?
Awesome.
Yeah, I actually think it could kind of work, because like The Jason films are already a little self-aware, and they've had stoner characters before.
Yeah, they've got stoner characters in there. Cheech and Chong would be the first ones where you'd want them to live.
Oh, exactly. That would be the big difference, because Friday the 13th is not known for its likable characters.
Except for, I think, Tommy. I think he's the only one people like. I think it's funny, too, that Friday the 13th, the iconic hockey mask, was not even in the first or second movie. I want to say it was in the third one, like halfway through it. He just grabs randomly a hockey mask. Before that, he had like the burlap sap on his head.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
But,
Who is your
this
daddy?
doesn't
What
feel
does he
too
do?
far-fetched for a world where Cheech and Chong exist.
No, that could actually work. Well, not now, but back then it could have worked.
yeah, definitely not.
I don't know. I think it can still work today.
Yeah, it'd be very creepy with the two elderly camp counselors around all the kids.
Getting high.
Classic.
So the second light-hearted horror crossover I want to talk about involves a movie producer you might have heard of, called, let me just check my notes here.
There's a kindly, wonderful, gentle man that we all deeply love. His name is Harvey Weinstein.
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
You're a bad man.
Yeah,
You're a
very bad man.
Well, Harvey Weinstein was the producer on a lot of early Kevin Smith films.
Yeah.
You know, the writer and director of Clerks, Mallrats.
Dogma.
Yeah, and of course the Jay and Silent Bob films, which are well known for their highbrow comedy. Well, according to info online, Weinstein approached Kevin Smith specifically to use the Jay and Silent Bob.
You're telling me. Are you telling me he's about to say Jay and Silent Bob versus Jason Voorhees? Why does it say Hellraiser? Please tell me they're not going against the Cenobites.
Characters in a crossover with one of the horror properties owned by Dimension Film.
Oh my god, it's the Hellraiser one. Jay and Silent Bob versus Hellraiser?
And eventually they settled on an idea. They would combine the stoner comedy of Jay and Silent Bob with Clive Barker's Hellraiser.
Oh my god. Imagine how annoyed Pinhead would be with Jay and Silent Bob.
You know, the series about otherworldly
And then Jay and Silent Bob making sexual comments to that female Cenobite.
demonic entities that torture people in an almost surreal realm of never-ending pain and suffering after they open a mystical puzzle box.
Well, like, how would that work? Would Silent Bob just be like playing with the puzzle box? And Jay's like, what's up, shit? And hits it out of his hand, and then Pinhead comes out. Like, that's the only way I can see it working.
I really don't know, because the tone of each film series is so
Yeah, he'd probably see like the hole on the Cenobite's neck, be like, oh, is that functional?
different. But apparently Hell for Jay and Silent Bob was going to be them attending rehab for weed addiction, which really isn't that funny to me.
No. You'd be like, oh, I get it. That's like a 5-minute sketch.
Yeah, which is maybe why the movie never went anywhere. But let's be honest, a bad idea has never stopped a Hellraiser sequel in the past. There's like, what, 2 good ones and maybe 1 or 2 okay ones?
Yeah, the first 2 are good for Hellraiser. I would say maybe 2 more are okay. The CD World, the one where they're like doing the internet and Bloodlines, it's okay. And then some of the remakes were pretty good.
I don't even know
But
how
there's
many
a lot
sequels
of-
there are anymore.
There are more bad Hellraisers than good Hellraiser movies.
There's like 8 of them, 9 of them. There's a lot.
Oh, maybe even more. I'm pretty sure every time I jump online to try and count the amount of movies in the series, another one has gone into production and has been released by the time I'm done. It's like a curse. You can never ever truly catch up. Honestly, it makes me want to cry.
Oh, no tears, please. It's
A waste of good suffering.
All right.
And there was one, I want to say it was from Netflix, where they made an interesting choice because Pinhead and the Cenobites are supposed to be like the people that cast judgment from hell. And they made this twist where hell and heaven were working together. And they were punishing people, but also praising people. But they're almost like it's one company, but different divisions. It was really weird.
So our last crossover film actually features a character who often gets forgotten when talking about classic horror film villains. But he's lucky enough to be getting a new
That's Candyman, isn't it? Oh my god, is this the Candyman versus Leprechaun? I would like to know the connection between these two.
sequel/reboot coming out very soon. And this is another Clive Barker creation. The one
Please
and
tell me
only
the connection
Candyman.
between these two.
Be my victim. Be my victim.
How many Candyman movies are there? There's 3, isn't there?
Yeah, there's Candyman, Candyman Farewell to the Flesh, and Candyman Day of the Dead, if I remember correctly. And
Yeah, and then the remake with Jordan Peele.
of course, the new one, which is confusingly titled just Candyman, despite being a direct sequel to the original. It's like the new Blumhouse Halloween films all over again, where the recent Halloween was technically Halloween 2, despite there already being 2 Halloween 2s. What is it a great philosopher once said?
Yeah, it's like the Rambo movies. Because there was First Blood 2 Rambo, and then Rambo 2 First Blood, and then they had also later on Rambo. It was, oh my god. And the Rocky movies too.
But yeah, you don't think of him. Think of horror. You don't think of Candyman.
I actually really like the first
I would love for Candyman to be in Dead by Daylight, just saying.
Candyman movie.
Yeah, no, the first one's good. I actually enjoyed the second one, if I remember correctly. But I can't remember anything about the third one.
Oh, I'm the same. I've definitely seen all 3, but none of them really stick in my mind as much as that first one. It's actually pretty damn highbrow. It has a score by famed minimalist composer Philip Glass,
Yeah, the first one was creepy as hell.
and it deals with some pretty mature themes about race and class. I mean, Candyman himself is a vengeful ghost of a man who was born the son of a slave and was eventually murdered for falling in love with a white woman.
Yeah, it's funny, you're all like, yeah, it's pretty highbrow. It's got this and that. I'm like, yeah, I remember knocking on the glass and saying Candyman after seeing it. That's all.
Yeah, saying his name 5 times in the mirror to summon him.
Mirror or whatever.
Yeah, if they don't have Leprechaun as the crossover, that thumbnail is a lie.
Yeah, daring your friends to do it.
It's just a story. Candyman.
Oh, you know who that is? I forgot he's in here. That's, what's his name? Ted Raimi.
Candyman. Just a ghost story.
Candyman.
So at some point, a studio pitched a crossover idea to Tony Todd, the actor.
Yeah, I love his voice. He was also the voice of Venom in the last Spider-Man video game.
Behind the Candyman character. And this one is honestly one of the dumbest to me. You see, it was supposed to be Candyman versus Leprechaun.
No, I was trying to think, who the hell would Candyman fight? Leprechaun. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, let's hear the connection. Let me guess. I'm gonna make a prediction. Someone says Candyman. Oh no, let me start over again. Someone finds the Leprechaun's coins, then they say Candyman 3 times in the mirror, and they fight over who gets to kill them.
Literally can't even imagine how that would work.
How does... What? Did he take some gold?
Yeah, I mean, either Candyman has to steal some gold from the Leprechaun, which is the only reason he ever really goes on his rampages, or Leprechaun needs to say Candyman into the mirror 5 times for some reason.
Maybe someone stole some gold, did the Candyman thing on the
There
mirror.
you go. There you go.
Candyman killed him, but some of the gold got stuck to the blood on his hook, and then he went back to his realm wherever he comes from. And now the Leprechaun's out to get his gold back.
I guess?
How else are you gonna do?
It'd be like the Grudge and the Ring all over again. Someone in the Grudge house watches the cursed tape, and they fight over who gets to kill them.
I mean, I don't think it's going to work at all. Candyman is a really serious film with some really serious subject matter, while the Leprechaun series is, well, the Leprechaun series.
I remember watching him going, oh, they could have stopped at the one where he went to space.
Oh my god, I was just talking about that one too, where he has to save the princess in space.
Leprechaun 4. Yeah, I mean, that's the prime example of why it just wouldn't work with Candyman. Honestly, the Leprechaun series is probably more suited for something like a crossover with Cheech and Chong, or Jay and Silent Bob.
Keep going, keep going.
He did go to the hood twice and smoked weed.
Keep going, let go, let go. Yeah. Yeah, You like that, huh? That's good shit. Good shit, nigga.
Yeah, so Chris, what's the dumbest versus movie you can think of?
I've been actually giving this a little thought. Jaws, you know, the classic Steven Spielberg movie,
Yeah.
versus Jack Frost, the killer snowman.
How would that work?
Because Jack Frost is never going to be near the water, is he? He's never going to be near the ocean.
No, Jack Frost too. He gets special powers and he's in the Bahamas and stuff. He's on a tropical island.
I admire but hate that you know that.
Yeah, that's something. What about Jack Frost versus the Santa Claus with Tim Allen? That'd be something. But yeah, holy crap, that is a whole lot of trash right there. Great video. I love that one.